I'm going to do this for now. Yeah, so hi. I'm Ben Spearman, the General Director of Bronx Opera and also the director of this production of Iolanthe. Thank you very much. Well, don't clap. Clap now a little, clap more later. That's what I'm hoping for. As you see, this is a different configuration for us. A lot of why you're seeing what you're seeing and the way that you're seeing it is because we, like almost really every other arts group in New York City, whether it's a museum or a theater group, yeah, there we go. That's probably what that is. Hello. There we go. Marvelous. See, we have sound piped into the hallway, and so the hallway just heard me really clearly. Unfortunately, you're not in the hallway. So basically what you're seeing is really our attempt to make some lemonade out of lemons. That's that phrase, right? And we got a $20,000 cut like every group in the city got, and if you patronize groups that got less than $20,000 last year, they got nothing this year. If you wonder what percentage of arts groups in New York City got cut, it's 100. That's Mayor Adams' response, whatever. Yeah, but whatever. To the migrant crisis and other challenges of funding and all the things that have happened, one of the things that happened is the arts got cut, libraries did too. You want a school lunch? Not so much this year. So it's a lot of things got cut. So what we did, because we were midway into planning Iolanthe, and we had already planned to use these wonderful white pieces of fabric, which we like to call sails, we basically decided that instead of trying to, certainly instead of canceling Iolanthe, which, we were going to go ahead but do it in a bit of a different way. And so what you're seeing is, it's not quite a concert version, it's not quite semi-staged, I don't really know what to call it. Maybe y'all will tell me what to call it later on, and that's kind of a dangerous thing to ask, but that's what I'm doing. So what you're seeing is the result of budget cuts, but it is also, I think it's turned out to be a really cool way to do this particular show. Turn off your phones, by the way. That was going to come later in this spiel, but you may as well do it now, and also unwrap your wrapped candies if you're going to unwrap wrapped candies or cough drops or whatever. I see people reaching for their pockets. Good work, good job. So do it now as opposed to later. Thank you for coming, by the way, and especially thank you for coming on Mother's Day. Thank you for those of you that brought your mother. Thank you for those of you that blew off something you were supposed to do with your mother today to come to Bronx Opera, and I think that may be in the orchestra too, so thank you as well. I want to just shout out my own mother, who is a co-founder of Bronx Opera. Oh, wave to the crowd, Mom. She's right there. There's Helene. There she is. My parents co-founded Bronx Opera with Manny Needleman, who is here somewhere. Our treasurer and a bunch of other people, and it's great to see everybody here today. Legend has it that the first time I ever rolled over as a baby was backstage at a rehearsal at Iolanthe in 1970. I don't know if it's true. Is it true? He doesn't know. My mother, maybe. She doesn't know either. I don't remember. I was 1 year old at the time. So anyway, Iolanthe means a lot to us. GNS means a lot to us. Means a lot to me personally to get to do this show. It is an interactive production. You won't have to do too much. Mostly you'll just be receiving the information from the singers wherever they are. They may be among you now. How do you know? The one thing that will happen is that in Act 2 we will ask you to do the wave at one point. Be ready. Be ready. Just be ready. Let's see what else. Obviously, the full program today is behind a QR code. If you want to try to access it in the theater, I've been authorized to give you the Wi-Fi information, if you would like that. How many of you would like to know the Wi-Fi information? That's I'm going to give it to you. So the network is Lehman Guest. Lehman Guest. Out come the phones. The signing is Lovinger, lowercase
L, Lovinger, and the password is backstage. So Lehman guest, Lovinger, backstage, all lowercase. You will also be able to access the program if you surf to our website, bronxopera.org/program. bronxopera.org/program. You'll be able to access the program by doing that. You will also conveniently be able to also go over to the donate button and use it. We still need help. We are paying back some loans that we are able to float in order to do this show, so please help us out if you can. Any amount will be helpful. I think that is all I need to remember to say, other than to again thank you all for coming. I hope you enjoy Iolanthe. Donate, read the program, and enjoy. Thank you, everybody.
Iolanthe was the life and soul of fairyland. Why, she wrote all our songs and arranged all our dances. We sing her songs and we trip her measures, but we don't enjoy ourselves.
To think that 25 years have elapsed since she was banished. What could she have done to have deserved so terrible a punishment?
Something awful. She married a mortal.
Oh, is it injudicious to marry mortal?
Injudicious? It strikes at the very root of a fairy system. By our laws, the fairy who marries a mortal dies.
But Iolanthe didn't die.
No, because your queen, who loved her with a surpassing love, commuted her sentence to penal servitude for life, on condition that she left her husband without a word of explanation and never communicated with him again.
And that sentence of penal servitude she's serving at the bottom of that street?
Yes, but when I banished her, I gave her all the pleasant places of the earth to dwell in. I'm sure I never intended that she should live at the bottom of that stream. It makes me perfectly wretched to think of the discomfort she must have undergone.
To think of the dog, and her chest was always so delicate.
And the frogs. I shall never enjoy any peace of mind until I know why Iolanthe went to live among the frogs.
What about summon her and ask her?
Why? Because if I set eyes on her, I shall forgive her at once.
Then why not forgive her? 25 years? It's a long time.
Think of how we loved her.
Loved her? What was your love to mine? Why, she was invaluable to me. Well, who taught me to curl myself inside a buttercup? Oh! Iolanthe. Who taught me to swing upon a cobweb? Oh! Iolanthe. Who taught me to dive into a dewdrop, to nestle in a nutshell, to gamble upon gossip? Iolanthe!
She certainly certainly did surprising things.
Oh, come back to us, great queen. For your sake, if not for ours.
Oh, I should be strong, but I am weak. I should be marble, but I am clay. Her punishment has been heavier than I intended. I did not mean that she should live among the frogs. Well, well, it shall be as you wish.
Iolanthe, from my dark exile thou art summoned. Come to our home, come,
Your son? Bless my heart, I didn't know you had a son.
He was born soon after I left my husband by your royal command, but he doesn't even know of his father's existence. How old is he? 24.
Oh, 24? Why, no one to look at you would think you had a son of 24. But I suppose that's one of the advantages of being immortal. We never grow old. Is he pretty?
He's extremely pretty, but he's inclined to be stout.
I see no objection to stoutness in moderation.
And what is he? He's an Arcadian shepherd, and he loves Phyllis, a ward in Chancery.
A mere shepherd?
And he, half a fairy. He's a fairy down to the waist, but his legs are mortal.
reason to suppose that I am more curious than other people, but I confess I should like to see a person who is a fairy down to the waist, but whose legs are mortal.
Nothing easier, for here he comes.
Good morrow, good mother. Good morrow, good morrow. By some means or other, pray banish your sorrow. With joy beyond telling, my bosom is swelling, so join in a measure expressive of pleasure. For I'm to be married today, today. Yes, I'm to be married today.
He's to be married today, today. Yes, he's to be married today. Then the Lord Chancellor has at last given his consent to your marriage with his beautiful ward, Felix.
Not he, indeed. To all my tearful prayers he answers me, a shepherd lad is no fit helpmate for a ward of Chancery. I stood there in court, and there I sang him songs of Arcadai, with flageolet accompaniment. In vain. At first he seemed amused, and so did the bar, but quickly wearying of my song and pipe, he bade me get out. A servile usher then, in crumpled band and rusty bombazine, led me, still singing, into Chancery Lane. I'll go no more. I'll marry her today and brave the upshot, be what it may. But who are these?
Oh, Strephon, rejoice with me. My queen has pardoned me.
Pardoned you, mother. It's great news indeed.
And these ladies are my beloved sisters.
Your sisters? Then they're my aunts. Aunts!
A pleasant piece of news for your bride on her wedding day.
Hush, my bride knows nothing of my fairyhood. I dare not tell her lest it frighten her. She thinks me mortal and prefers me so.
Your fairyhood doesn't seem to be doing you much good.
Much good? It's the curse of my existence. What's the use of being half a fairy? My body can creep through a keyhole, but what's the good in that when my legs are left kicking behind? I can make myself invisible down to the waist, but that's of no use when my legs remain exposed to view. My brain is a fairy brain, but from the waist downward, I'm a gibbering idiot. My upper half's immortal, but my lower half grows older every day, and someday or other must die of old age. What's to become of my upper half when I've buried my lower half? I really don't know.
I see your difficulty. But with a fairy brain, you should seek an intellectual sphere of action. Let me see. I've a burrow or two at my disposal. How would you like to go into Parliament?
Oh, a fairy member? That would be delightful.
I'm afraid I should do no good there. You see, down to the waist, I'm a Tory of the most determined description, but my legs are a couple of confounded radicals, and on a division, they'd sure to lead me into the wrong lobby. You see, they're 2-1, which is a strong working majority.
Don't let that distress you. You shall be returned as a liberal conservative, and your legs shall be our peculiar care.
I see your majesty does not do things by halves.
No, we are fairies, down to our feet.
Fare thee well, attractive stranger.
Fare thee well, attractive stranger.
Shouldst thou be in doubt or danger, peril or perplexity, call us and we'll come to thee.
I call us and we'll come.
forever.
Well, we're to be married.
It's the same thing.
Well, I suppose it is. But oh, Strephon, I tremble at the step we're taking. I believe it's penal servitude for life to marry a ward of court without the Lord Chancellor's consent. I shall be of age in 2 years. Don't you think you could wait 2 years?
2 years? You couldn't have seen yourself. Anyone got a mirror? Hey, can I borrow a mirror? Oh, look at that and tell me you think it's reasonable to expect me to wait 2 years.
No, you're quite right. It's asking too much. One must be reasonable.
Besides, who knows what will happen in 2 years? Why, you might fall in love with the Lord Chancellor by that time.
Yes, he's a clean old gentleman.
As it is, half the House of Lords are sighing at your feet.
The House of Lords is certainly extremely attentive.
Attentive? I should think they were. Why did 25 liberal peers come down to shoot over your grass plot last autumn? It couldn't have been the sparrows. Why did 25 conservative peers come down to fish in your pond? Don't tell me it was the goldfish. No, delays are dangerous. If we are to get married, the sooner the better.
I don't need
everything that's excellent. It has no kind of fault or flaw, and I, my lords, embody the law. The constitutional guardian, I, of pretty young wards in Chancery, all very agreeable girls, and none are over the age of 21. A pleasant occupation for a rather susceptible chancellor.
A pleasant occupation for a rather susceptible chancellor.
But though the compliment implied inflates me with legitimate pride, it nevertheless can't be denied that it has its inconvenient side. For I'm not so old and not so plain, I'm quite prepared to marry again. But there'd be the deuce to pay in the Lords if I fell in love with one of my wards. Which rather tries my temper, for I'm such a susceptible chancellor.
Which rather tries his temper, for I'm such a susceptible chancellor.
And everyone who'd marry a ward must come to me for my accord, and in my court I sit all day, giving agreeable girls away. With one for him, and one for he, and one for you, and one for ye, and one for thou, and one for thee, but never, oh never, a one for me. Which is exasperating for a highly susceptible chancellor.
Which is exasperating for a highly susceptible chancellor.
And now, my lords, to the business of the day.
By all means. Phyllis, who is a ward of court, has so powerfully affected your lordships that you have appealed to me in a body to give her to whichever one of you she may think proper to select. And a noble lord has gone to her cottage to request her immediate attendance. It would be idle to deny that I, myself, have the misfortune of being singularly attracted by this young person. My regard for her is rapidly undermining my constitution. 3 months ago, I was a stout man. I need say no more. If I could reconcile it with my duty, I should unhesitatingly award her to myself. For I can think of no man who is so well fitted to render her exceptionally happy. But such an award would be open to misconstruction, and therefore, at whatever personal inconvenience, I waive my claim.
My lord, I desire on the part of this house to express its sincere sympathy with your lordship's most painful position.
I thank your lordships. The feelings of a Lord Chancellor who is in love with a ward of court are not to be envied. What is his position? Can he give his own consent to his own marriage with his own ward? Can he marry his own ward without his own consent? And if he marry his own ward without his own consent, can he commit himself for contempt of his own court? And if he commit himself for contempt of his own court, can he appear by counsel before himself to move for an arrest of his own judgments? Ah, my lords, it is indeed painful to have to sit upon a wool sack which is stuffed with such thorns as these.
My lords, I have much pleasure in announcing that I've succeeded in inducing the young person to present herself at the bar of this house.
How
education I've plenty. I've grammar and spelling for 2, and blood and behavior for 20. Our origins lowly, it's true. I've grammar and spelling for 2, a perfect position I've plenty, with blood and behavior for 20. A perfect
of the house have diverged on every conceivable motion. All questions of party are merged in a frenzy of love and devotion. If you ask us distinctly to say what party we claim to belong to, we reply without doubt or delay, the party was singing this song to. If you ask us distinctly to say, we reply without doubt or delay, the party we claim to belong to is the party we're singing this song to. The party we claim to belong to is the party we're singing this song to.
I'm very much pained to refuse, but I'll stick to my pipes and my tabors. I can spell all the words that I use, and my grammar's as good as my neighbors. As for birth, I was born like the rest. My behavior's rustic but hearty, and I never to turn for the best when I want a particular party.
Anastasia is none of the best. I suppose she was born like the rest. She loved to look for her hearty. She wants a particular party. She knows where to look.
What a given.
Yes, given.
And who has dared to brave our high displeasure, and thus defy our definite command?
'Tis I, young Strephon, mine is priceless treasure. Against the world, I claim my darling's hand. A shepherd I, of Arcady, betrothed are we, and mean to be
Espoused today, a shepherd he of Arcady, a shepherd he of Arcady. Betrothed are they, and mean to be espoused today.
Neath this lowest and sad dagger, though we momentarily stagger, in each heart, proud are we innately, let's depart, dignified and stately.
Let's depart, dignified and stately, dignified and stately,
Dignified and stately,
dignified and stately,
dignified and stately.
dignified and stately.
Standing cruising in another suit and choosing, let's pretend it's most amusing. Let's pretend it's most amusing. Ha ha ha, ha ha ha, ha ha ha. Down, 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 ha ha ha. Ta-ta-da, ta-ta-da.
Now, sir, what excuse have you to offer for having disobeyed an order of the Court of Chancery?
My lord, I know no court of chancery. I go by nature's act of parliament. The bees, the breeze, the seas, the rooks, the brooks, the gales, the vales, the fountains and the mountains cry, "You love this maiden, take her, we command you!" 'Tis writ in heaven by the bright barbed dart that leaps forth into lurid light from each grim thundercloud. The very rain pours forth her sad and sodden sympathy. Michael, when chorus nature bids me take my love, shall I reply nay, but a certain chancellor forbids it? What? Sir, you are England's Lord High Chancellor, but are you Chancellor of birds and trees, King of the winds and Prince of thunderclouds?
No. It's a nice point. I don't know that I ever met it before. But my difficulty is that at present there's no evidence before the court that chorus nature has interested herself in the matter.
No evidence, but you have my word. I tell you she bade me take my love.
Ah, but my good sir, you mustn't tell us what she told you. It's not evidence. Now, an affidavit from a thunderstorm, or a few words on oath from a heavy shower would meet with all the attention they deserve.
And have you the heart to apply the prosaic rules of evidence to a case which bubbles over with poetical emotion?
Distinctly. I've always kept my duties strictly before my eyes, and it is to that fact that I owe my advancement to my present distinguished position. When I went to the bar as a very young man, said I to myself, said I'll work on a new and original plan. Said I to myself, said I'll never assume that a rogue or a thief is a gentleman worthy implicit belief, because his attorney has sent me a brief. Said said I to myself, said I. Ere I go into court, I will read my brief through, said I to myself, said I. And I'll never take work I'm unable to do, said I to myself, said I. My learned profession I'll never disgrace by taking a fee with a grin on my face, but I haven't been there to attend to the case, said I to myself, said I. I'll never throw dust in a juryman's eyes, said I to myself, said I. Or hoodwink a judge who is not overwise, said I to myself, said I. Or assume that the witnesses summoned in force in Exchequer, Queen's Bench, Common Pleas or Divorce have perjured themselves as a matter of course, said I to myself, said I. In other professions in which men engage, said I to myself, said I. The army! The navy, the church, and the stage. To be or not to be, that is the question. Said I to myself, said I, professional license if carried too far, your chance of promotion will certainly bar, and I fancy the rule might apply to the bar, said I to myself, said I.
Taken from you just when I was at the point of making you my own. Oh, it is too much, it is too much.
My son in tears, and on his wedding day.
My wedding day. Oh, mother, weep for me, for the law has interposed between us, and the Lord Chancellor has separated us forever.
The Lord Chancellor? Oh, if he did but know.
If he did but know what?
No matter. The Lord Chancellor has no power over you. Remember, you are a family. You can defy him down to the waist.
Yes, but from the waist downward he can commit me to prison for years. Of what avail is it that my body is free if my legs are working out 7 years penal servitude?
True. But take heart. Our queen has promised you her special protection. I'll go to her and lay your peculiar case before her.
My beloved mother, how can I repay the debt I owe you?
That on a rainy day, to while the time away, on her he called.
We think we heard him say, that on a rainy day, to while the time away, on her he'd call.
And every step I walk, and all is clear and dark. If thou shouldst need an ark, I'll give thee one. What was that?
I heard the minstrel remark, she meets him after dark, inside St. James's Park, and give him one.
He heard the minstrel remark, she'd meet him after dark, inside St. James's Park, and give him one.
Oh, prospects not so bad, my heart so sore and sad, will very soon be glad as summer sun. Oh, when the sky is dark, and tempests rend thy bark, if I should feed an ark, she'll give me one. I'll give thee one. I'll give thee one. my mother.
This lady says what?
This lady's my mother.
This lady says what? He says she's his mother.
What means this mirth unseemly that shakes the listening earth?
The joke is good extremely and justifies our mirth.
This a gentleman is seen with a maid of 17, a taking of his dolce far niente. And a wonders he'll achieve, for he asks us to believe she's his mother and he's nearly 25.
Recollect yourself, I pray, and be careful what you say, as the ancient Romans said, festina lente. For I really do not see how so young a girl could be the mother of a man of 25.
My lord, of evidence I have no dearth. She has been my mother from my birth. In babyhood upon her lap I lay, with infant food she moistened my clay. Had she withheld the succor she supplied, by hunger's quelled your Strephon might have died.
Had that refreshment been denied, indeed our Strephon might have died.
Had that refreshment been denied, indeed our Strephon might have died.
She's a mother, it appears, why weep his heart unnecessary tears? And by what laws should we so joyously rejoice, because our Strephon did not die? Or rather let us pipe our eye, because our Strephon did not die.
That's very true, let's pipe our eye, because our Strephon did not die.
Good gracious one, for all we must part. To one of you, my lord, I give my heart.
Oh, rapture!
Hear me, Phyllis.
Oh, rapture!
Ere you leave me,
Not a word you did deceive me.
hear me, Phyllis.
Not a word you did deceive her.
Riches and rank I hold upon the treasures of false and vain. I gave up the love of a lonely fruit for the love of a sinless rain. But now I see those wings of hope, the sorrowful heart I tried to love. A heart that's aching, waiting, breaking. A sorrowful heart I want to do. The riches and ranks that you befall are the only bait you use. So the richest and rankest
to another.
Oh, fine, my servant is a rogue.
I tell her very plainly that this lady is my mother.
Tally-diddle, toll-run-lay.
She won't believe my statements and declares we must be parted, because on a career double dealing I have started. It gives her hand to one of these and leaves me broken-hearted.
Tally-diddle, toll-run-lay.
A cruel once you separate two lovers from each other. Oh, fine, our servant is not a rogue. You've done him an injustice, for the lady is his mother. Tiddle, toll-run-lay.
They will pass their service turn as well as any other. I didn't see her face, but if they found one another, and she's but 17, I don't believe it was his mother. Taradiddle,
Toll-run-lay.
I have often had a use for a third of an excuse of a sudden which is English for repenting. But of all I've ever heard, this is much the most absurd, for she's 17 and he is 5 and 20.
She is 17 and he is only 5 and 20. Oh, fine, a servant is a rogue.
Now listen, pray to me, for this paradox will be carried nobody at all contradicente. Her age upon the date of his birth was -8. If she's 17 and he is 5 and 20.
She is 17 and he is only 5 and 20. To say she is his mother is an utter bit of folly. Oh, fine, our servant is a rogue. Perhaps his brain is addled and his very melancholy. Tally-diddle, toll-run-lay. I wouldn't say a word that can be reckoned as injurious, but to find a mother younger than the son is very curious. And that's the kind of mother that is usually spurious. Tally-diddle, toll-run-lay.
Go away, madam, I should say, madam, you display, madam, shocking taste. It is rude, madam, to intrude, madam, with your brood, madam, brazen-faced. You come here, madam, interfere, madam, with a peer, madam, I am one. You'll aware, madam, what you dare, madam, so take care, madam, and be gone.
Let us stay, madam, I should say, madam, they display, madam, shocking taste. It is rude, madam, to allude, madam, to your brood, madam, raise her face. We don't feel, madam, any fear, madam, but my dear, madam, this is one. They will say, madam, what they wear, madam, what they do, madam, what they done. Bearded by these puny mortals, I will launch from fairy portals all the most terrific thunders in my armory of wonders.
It seems that she's a fairy from Anderson's library, and I took her for the proprietor of a ladies' seminary.
It's a word for the proprietor of a ladies' seminary.
lace and ribbons all gay, flocks and herds that bleat and low, into Parliament you shall go.
Into Parliament he shall go, backed by their supreme authority. He'll command a large majority. Into Parliament, 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 he shall go. Into Parliament he shall go. Into Parliament, Parliament, he shall go. Into Parliament he shall go.
In the parliamentary hive, liberal or conservative, Whig or Tory, I don't know, but into Parliament you shall go.
Into Parliament he shall go, backed by their supreme authority. He'll command a large majority. Into Parliament, Parliament, he shall go. Into Parliament he shall go. Into Parliament, Parliament, he shall go. Into Parliament he shall go.
Every bill and every measure that may gratify his pleasure, though your fury it arouses, shall be passed by both your houses.
No.
You shall sit, if he sees a reason, through the grouse and salmon season.
No.
He shall end the cherished rights you enjoy on Wednesday nights.
No.
He shall prick that annual blister, marriage with a deceased wife's sister.
Mercy.
Titles shall ennoble then all the common councilmen.
Spare us.
Peers shall teem in Christendom, and a duke's exalted station be attainable by competitive examination.
Pursue our cause, the often wonders what I do. He exercises all his brains and deals exactly as they want him to. But though the prospect of a lot of golden peas in close proximity, all thinking for themselves is what no man can face with equanimity. So let's rejoice with la fa la, fa la la, fa la la. How nature always does contrive, fa la la la. That every boy and every gal that's born into the world alive is either a little liberal or else a little conservative. Fa la la, fa la la is either a little liberal or else a little conservative. Fa la la.
Perfectly disgraceful! Disgusting!
You seem annoyed.
Annoyed? I should think so. Why, this ridiculous protege of yours is playing the deuce with everything. Tonight is the second reading of his bill to throw the peerage open to competitive examination.
And he'll carry it too.
Carry it? Of course he will. He's a parliamentary Pickford. He carries everything.
Yes, if you please, that's our fault.
The deuce it is.
Yes, we influence the members and compel them to vote just as he wishes them to.
It's our system. It shortens the debates.
Well, but think what it all means. I don't so much mind for myself, but when the house appears with no grandfathers worth mentioning, the country must go to the dogs.
I suppose it must.
I don't want to say a word against brains. I have a great respect for brains. I often wish I had some myself. But when the House appears composed exclusively of people of intellect, what's to become of the House of Commons?
I suppose I never thought of that.
This comes of women interfering in politics. It so happens that if there is an institution in Great Britain which is not susceptible of any improvement at all. It is the house of Pierre.
Intellectual eminence or scholarship sublime, yet Britain won her proudest praise in good Queen Versailles' glorious days, yet Britain won her proudest praise in good Queen Versailles' glorious days. Thrashed Bonaparte, as every child can tell. The House of Peers throughout the war did nothing in particular, and did it very well. Yet Britain set the world ablaze in good King George's glorious days. Yet Britain set the world ablaze in good King George's glorious days. Yes, Britain set the world ablaze in good King George's glorious days. And while the House of Peers withholds its legislative hand, and noble statesmen do not itch to interfere with matters which they do not understand. As bright will shine Great Britain's rays, as in King George's glorious days, as bright will shine Great Britain's rays, as in King George's glorious days. As bright will shine Great Britain's rays, as in King George's glorious days.
Charming persons, are they not?
Distinctly. For self-contained dignity, combined with airy condescension, give me a British representative peer.
Then pray stop this protégé of yours before it's too late. Think of the mischief you're doing.
Oh, we can't stop him now. Aren't they lovely? Oh, why did you go and defy us, you great geese? In vain to us you plead, don't go. Your prayers we do not heed, don't go. It's true we sigh, but don't suppose a tearful eye forgive me shows. Oh no, we're very cross indeed, yes, very cross. Don't go.
It's true we sigh, but don't suppose a tearful eye forgiveness shows. Oh no, we're very cross indeed, yes, very cross. Don't go. Your disrespectful sneers, don't go.
disrespectful sneers, ha, ha, call forth indignant tears, ha, ha, if that's the case, my dears.
You too!
We'll go.
Oh, shame! Shame upon you! Is this the fidelity to the laws you are bound to obey? Know ye not that it is death to marry a mortal?
Yes, but it's not death to wish to marry a mortal.
If it were, you'd have to execute us all.
Oh, this is weakness! Subdue it!
We know it's weakness, but the weakness is so strong.
We're not all as tough as you are.
Tough? Do you suppose that I'm insensible to the effect of manly beauty? Look at that man! A perfect picture! Who are you, sir?
Private Benjamin Willis, 1st Grenadier Guard.
You're a fine fellow, sir.
I am generally admired.
I can quite understand it. Now, here is a man whose physical attributes are simply godlike. And that man has a most extraordinary effect upon me. If I yielded to a natural impulse, I should fall down and worship that man. But I mortify this inclination. I wrestle with it, and it lies beneath my feet. This is how I treat my regard for that man.
Oh, foolish faith, think you because his bravery my bosom falls, I'd disobey our fairy laws, because I fly in realms above, in tendency to fall in love, resemble the amorous dove. Resemble the amorous dove. Oh, amorous dove, type of Ovidius Naso, this heart of mine is soft as thine. Oh, I dare not say so. Oh, amorous dove, type of Ovidius Naso, this heart of mine is soft as thine, although I dare not say so. On fire that glows with heat intense, I turn the hose of common sense, and out it goes at small expense. We must maintain a fairy law, that is the main on which to draw, in that we gain a captain sure, in that we gain a captain sure.
Not altogether. It's a difficult position. It would be hardly delicate to toss up. On the whole, we would rather leave it to you.
How could it possibly concern me? You are both earls, and you are both rich, and you are both plain.
So we are. At least I am.
So am I.
No.
I am indeed very plain.
Well, perhaps you are.
There's really nothing to choose between you. If one of you were to forgo his title and emigrate to Queens, well then I should then see a reason for accepting the other.
Tanada, are you prepared to make this sacrifice?
No.
Not even to oblige a lady?
To Queens? Never. The Bronx, perhaps. But no.
Then the only question is, which of us shall give way to the other? Perhaps on the whole she'd be happier with me. I don't know, I may be wrong.
No, I don't know that you are. I really do believe that she would be happier with you. But the awkward part of the thing is that if you rob me of the girl of my heart, we must fight, and one of us must die. It's a family tradition I have sworn to respect. It's a painful position, for I have a very strong regard for you. George.
My dear Thomas.
You are very dear to me, George. We were boys together, at least I was. If I were to survive you, my existence would be hopelessly embittered.
Then, my dear Thomas, you must not do it. If one of us is to destroy the other, let it be me.
No.
Ah, yes, by our boyish friendship, I implore you.
Well, be it so. But no, I cannot consent to an act which would crush you with an unavailing remorse.
But it would not do so. I like you very much. But not perhaps as much as you like me.
George, that telltale tear betrays you. I cannot consent to give you a week's uneasiness on my account.
But dear Thomas, it would not last a week. Remember, you lead the House of Lords. On your demise, I shall take your place. Oh, Thomas, it would not last a day.
I do hope you're not going to fight over me.
Well, I don't believe we will.
We won't. The sacred ties of friendship are paramount.
Though perhaps I may incur your blame, the things of you I would not do in friendship's name.
And I may say I think the same, not even love should rank above true friendship's name.
Then the free mine of blame, forget your praise and gay your ways in friendship's name, in friendship's name.
Oh, many friendship's name has yielded fortune, rank, and fame, but no one yet in the world so wide has yielded up a promised bride, except all friendship.
This
Sacrifice
soul encumbers. Love, nightmare-like, lies heavy on my chest and weaves itself into my midnight slumber.
When you're lying awake with a dismal headache and repose is tabooed by anxiety, I conceive you may use any language you choose to indulge in without impropriety. For your brain is on fire, the bedclothes conspire, the usual slumber to plunder you. First your counterpane goes and uncovers your toes, and your sheet slips demurely from under you. Then the blanketing tickles you feel like mixed pickles so terribly sharp as the pricking. And you're hot and you're cross, and you tumble and toss till there's nothing twixt you and the ticking. Then the bedclothes all creep to the ground in a heap, and you pick them all up in a tangle. Next your pillow resigns and politely declines to remain at its usual angle. Well, you get some repose in the form of a doze without eyeballs and head ever aching. But your slumbering teams with such horrible dreams that you'd very much better be waking. For you dream you are crossing the channel and tossing about in a steamer from Harwich, which is something between a large bathing machine and a very small second-class carriage. And you're giving a treat of many ice and cold meat to a party of friends and relations. They're a ravenous horde, and they all came on board at Sloane Square and South Kensington stations. And bound on that journey, you find your attorney who started that morning from Devon. He's a bit undersized, and you don't feel surprised when he tells you he's only 11. But you're driving like mad with a singular lamp by the ship's now a four-wheeler. And you're playing round games, and he calls you bad names, and you tell him that ties be the dealer. But this you can't stand, so you throw up your hand, and you find you're as cold as an icicle. In your shirt and your socks, the black silk wool crocs crossing Salisbury Lane on a bicycle. And he and the crew are on bicycles too, which they've somehow or other invested in, and he's telling the tars of the particulars of a company he's interested in. The scheme of devices to get as low prices on goods and competitions to cables, which tickle the sailors by treating retailers as though they were all vegetables. You get a good spaceman to plant a small tradesman first take off his boots with a boot tree, and his legs will take root, and his fingers will shoot in their blossom and bud like a fruit tree. From the green bristle tree you get grapes and green pea, cauliflower, pineapples, and cranberries, and the pastry cook plants cherry brandy with grass, apple puffs, and three-quarters, and Banburys. The shares at a penny, and ever so many are taken by Rothschild and Baring, and just as a few are allotted to you, you awake with a shudder despair. You're a regular wreck with a crick in your neck, and no wonder you snort for your heads on the floor, and you eat as it bits for your soul's to your shins, and you flesh your kick for your lips, and you slip in your cabin, your toes to the fly, and your nose to the pluck on your lung, and a fever in his trunk, and of course it's intense in a general sense that you haven't been sleeping in clothes. But the darkness is past, and it's daylight at last, and the night has been long, ditto, ditto, my song. And thank goodness they're both of them over.
I am much distressed to see your lordship in this condition.
Ah, my lord. It is seldom that a Lord Chancellor has reason to envy the position of another. But I am free to confess that I would rather be 2 earls engaged to Phyllis than any other half-dozen noblemen upon the face of the globe.
Yes, it's an enviable position when you're the only one.
Oh yes, no doubt, most enviable. At the same time, seeing you thus, we naturally say to ourselves, this is very sad. His lordship is constitutionally as blithe as a bird. He trills upon the bench like a thing of song and gladness. His series of judgments in F sharp minor, given Andante in 6/8 time, are among the most remarkable effects ever produced in a court of chancery. He is perhaps the only living instance of a judge whose decrees have received the honor of a double encore. How can we bring ourselves to do that which will deprive the court of chancery of one of its most attractive features?
I feel the force of your remarks, but
I'm here in two capacities, and they clash, my lord. They clash. I deeply grieve to say that in declining to entertain my last application to myself, I presume to address myself in terms which render it most impossible for me ever to apply to myself again. It was a most painful scene, my lord. Most painful.
This is what it is to have two capacities. Let us be thankful we are persons of no capacity whatever.
Come, come. You are a very just and kindly gentleman, and you need have no hesitation in approaching yourself, so that you do so respectfully and with a proper show of deference.
You really think so?
I do.
Then I will nerve myself to another effort, and if that fails, I resign myself to my fate.
If you go in, you're sure to win. Yours will be the charming maid. Be your lord, the ancient star. Fate hath never won fair lady. Never, never, never. Fate hath never won fair lady. Every journey has an end. When at the worst affairs will mend. Dark the dawn when day is nigh. Hustle your horse and don't say die.
He who shies at such a prize is not worth the more of lady. Be so kind to bear in mind, fate hath never won the lady.
Never, 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 fate hath never won fair lady. While the sun shines, make your hay. Wherever is there's a way. Behead the lion in his lair. None but the brave deserve the fair. I'll take heart and make a start, though I fear the prospect's shady. Much I'd spend to gain my end. Fate hath never won fair lady. Never, never, never. Fate hath never won fair lady. Nothing venture, nothing win. Blood is thick, but water's thin. In for a penny, in for a pound. It's love that makes the world go round. Nothing venture, nothing win. Blood is thick, but water's thin. In for a penny, in for a pound. It's love that makes the world go round.
I suppose one ought to enjoy oneself in Parliament when one leads both parties, as I do. But I'm miserable. Poor, broken-hearted fool that I am. Oh, Phyllis. Phyllis.
Yes?
Phyllis! Ooh. Oh, I suppose I should say, my lady. I've not yet been informed what title your ladyship has pleased to select.
I haven't quite decided. You see, I have no mother to advise me.
No, I have.
A young mother.
Not very. A couple centuries or so.
Ah, she wears well.
She does. She's a fairy.
I beg your pardon?
Oh.
A what?
I've no longer any reason to conceal the fact. She's a fairy.
A fairy? Well, but that would account for a good many things. And I suppose you're a fairy?
I'm half a fairy.
Which half?
The upper half, down to the waistcoat.
Dear me.
Don't do that.
But why didn't you tell me this before?
I thought you would take a dislike to me. But as it's all off, you may as well know the truth. I'm only half a mortal.
I'd rather have half a mortal I do love than half a dozen I don't.
Oh, I think not. Go to your half dozen.
It's only 2 and I hate 'em. Please forgive me.
I don't think I ought to. Besides, all sorts of difficulties will arise. You see, my grandmother looks quite as young as my mother, and so do all my aunts. Aunts!
I quite understand. Whenever I see you kissing a very young lady, I shall know it's an elderly relative.
You will? And Phyllis, I think we shall be very happy.
We won't wait long.
No, we might change our minds. We'll get married first.
And change our minds afterwards?
Yes, that's the usual course. If we're weak enough to tarry ere we marry, you and I, of the feeling I inspire, you may tire by and by. For peers of flowing coffers, press offers, that is why I am sure we should not tarry ere we marry, you and I.
If we're weak enough to tarry ere we marry, you and I, with the more attractive maid, you're a lady, you're a fine. If by chance we should be parted, broken-hearted, I should die. So I think we will not tarry ere we marry, you and I.
If we're weak enough to tarry ere we marry, you and I, with the feeling I inspire, you may tire by and by. Oh, the feeling I inspire, you may tire by and by. If we're weak enough to tarry ere we marry, you and I, with the feeling I inspire, you may tire by and by. So I think we will not tarry ere we marry, you and I, you and I, you and I, you and I.
But does your mother know? I mean, is she aware of our engagement?
She is, and thus she welcomes her daughter-in-law.
She kisses just like other people. But the Lord Chancellor.
I'd forgotten him. Mother, none can resist your fairy eloquence. You will go to him and plead for us?
Go to him? No, no, impossible.
But our happiness, our very lives depend upon our obtaining his consent.
Oh, madam, you cannot refuse to do this.
You know not what you ask. The Lord Chancellor is...
Victory!
Oh,
Victory! Success has crowned my efforts, and I may consider myself engaged to Phyllis. At first I wouldn't hear of it, it was out of the question, but I took heart. I pointed out to myself that I was no stranger to myself. That, in point of fact, I had been personally acquainted with myself for some years. This had its effect. I admitted that I followed my professional advancement with considerable interest, and I handsomely added that I yielded to no one in admiration for my private and professional virtues. This was a great point gained. I then endeavored to work upon my feelings. Conceive my joy when I distinctly perceived a tear glistening in my own eye. Eventually, after a severe struggle with myself, I reluctantly, most reluctantly, consented.
my lord, a suppliant at your feet I kneel. Oh, listen to a mother's fond appeal. Hear me tonight, I come in urgent need. 'Tis for my son, young Strephon, that I plead. He loves, if in the bygone years thine eyes have ever shared.
it may not be, for so the fates decide. Learn thou that Phyllis is my promised bride.
My bride? No, no.
It shall be so. Those who will separate us woe betide.
My doom thy lips have spoken, I plead in vain. A vow already broken, I break again. For him, for her, for thee, I yield my life. Behold, it may not be. I wife.
Iolanthe, thou livest.
I live. Now let me die. Once again thy vows are broken. Thou thyself thy doom hast spoken. Bow thy head to destiny, death thy doom, and thou shalt die.
Old! If Iolanthe must die, then so must we all. For as she has sinned, so have we.
What?
We are all fairy duchesses, marchionesses, countesses, viscountesses, and baronesses.
It's our fault. They couldn't help themselves.
Well, it seems they have helped themselves, and pretty freely, too. You have all incurred death. But I can't slaughter the whole company. And yet, the law is clear. So every fairy must die who marries a mortal.
Allow me, as an old equity draftsman, to make a suggestion. The subtleties of the legal mind are equal to the emergency. The thing is really quite simple. The insertion of a single word will do it. Let it stand that every fairy shall die who don't marry a mortal. And there you are, out of your difficulties once.
We like your humor. Very well. Private Willis.
Ma'am.
To save my life, it is necessary that I marry at once. How should you like to be a fairy guardsman?
Well, ma'am, I don't think much of the British soldier who wouldn't ill-convenience himself
to save a female in distress.
Oh, you're a brave fellow. You are free from this moment.
Oh,
And you, my lords, how say you? Will you join our ranks?
Well, now that the peers are to be recruited entirely from persons of intelligence, I really don't see what use we are down here. Do you, Tolona?
none whatever.
Good. Then away we go to Fairyland.
Soon as we may off and away, we'll commence our journey, and happy are we, as you can see. Everyone is now a fairy. Everyone is now a fairy. Who is a gentle whom we know, to sing song to everyone. Make up your mind that we will bring, if you to go to every string. Who is a gentle whom we know, to sing song to everyone. Make up your mind that we will bring, if you to go to every string.
Up in the sky, ever so high, pleasures come in endless series. We will arrange happy exchange, house of peers for house of peers, 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 house of peers for house of peers. Up in the air, sky high, free from war's enchanter I will be surely happier for he's such a susceptible chancellor. Up in the